Okay, let's go.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Rich of Review Tech USA, and Battlefield 3 for the PC pounded my tight ass. Oh. Oh. Now, I'm not talking performance-wise. I could have this game in ultra settings at 720p and it runs the game at 60 frames per second. My monitor isn't a super high-res monitor, so this game doesn't beat up my hardware at all. I'm kind of surprised. But when I first installed this game, it was a buggy mess, and I'll explain the story to you. So I get it home and install it in my system. I try multiplayer real quick, it works. I try the single player real quick, it works. I go back an hour later and try the single player again. I make sure all my settings are maxed out. I could play the game on ultra like I said, and it seems to be running great. So I'm running through the train, shooting up all the terrorists. Then you get to that part where you have that sequenced event. You got to jump out of the train. I jump on top of the train, do the whole thing. I'm not explaining the whole story to you. I'm sure you played the beginning 1,000 times. Then all of a sudden, right when you get towards the end of the first scene, right when the whole train sequence is about to end, the game freezes. So I'm just like, son of a bitch, what's going on? Whatever, I think it's a hiccup, it's a glitch. I restart the game. Same exact point, the game freezes again, right towards the end of the train sequence. I'm like, death! Go capture death! Exactly. So keep in mind, I have the newest drivers, my video card and whole system has been tested and is totally stable. I've stress tested every piece of hardware inside of it, Furmark and all. So then I went forum hunting. And a bunch of people had the identical problem I just had. They said the game would start, a couple minutes into it, it would freeze. And what people were saying, if you have ambient occlusion maxed out, it makes the game freeze at this point. What ambient occlusion and a save point have to do with each other that the game would freeze is beyond me, but that's besides the point. What I did was take ambient occlusion down a notch, and the game worked fine. For a little bit. At least I got past the train sequence. Then I get to this area here, it's what you're watching on the screen right now. And every minute and a half, the game would freeze again. I'm like, Jesus Christ, here we go again. So, shut the game down, go back to the forums, and I found another solution. Yeah! So what this solution has me do, even though I have the newest drivers, is totally uninstall my video drivers. Clean, nothing on the computer. I do that, restart the machine, reinstall the drivers again. Then I have to go into command line. I run a scan in command line. It says to restart the machine again. Then it tells you to go into Origin, go into settings, and turn off Origin in-game. I did that. Start the game up again, and it worked! Yeah! No, not really. After an hour, it fucked up again. So now I'm sitting here to myself thinking, I'm going crazy. What the hell's going on? Is there something wrong with my hardware? Is there something wrong with my video card? Because I sent a message to Blackmon. I asked him, how's the game running on your machine? He said it's running butter smooth. He has no problems with it. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I rip off my shirt in rage to show my epic muscular chest and go to EA.com to see if they have anything on there. And as soon as you click support, they have Battlefield 3 intermittent issues right in front. So I'm like, oh boy, let me click on this. And I click on it and they say that the game has issues with factory overclocked or manually overclocked video cards. And I'm like, no. That was like the first thing I thought of. I'm like, maybe it has an issue with the fact that my card is factory overclocked? So whatever. To make a long story short, I go to Nvidia.com, download Entune, and downclock my 560 Ti to what a normal 560 Ti would be set at. Lo and behold, the first thing that I thought of worked. So something that took me 3 hours to do should have just taken me 15 minutes. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the shortcomings to PC gaming. This does not happen that often. 90 to 95% of the games work right when you download them, but occasionally you will buy a title and have to figure out why it's not working properly. And I did. The game runs fine now. So visually, is the game a big step ahead of the consoles? Yes. Did I expect more from the PC version? Yeah, I have to be honest with you, I did. Don't get me wrong, the game looks really good, but I still see low-res textures here and there, like in obvious places too. It's not like it's like I'm looking for them and searching hard. The lighting in this game is gorgeous. I don't think I've seen any other game come close to Battlefield 3 when it comes to lighting. Maybe Crysis 2 with the DirectX 11 patch, but still I think Battlefield 3 for the PC tops it. But I'm disappointed they didn't use tessellation as much as they should have. If you look at walls, they look very DirectX 9-ish. finish. The textures on the walls, like I said, are low res, and it just doesn't feel like they used DirectX 11 to its full potential. Like when the original Crysis came out in 2007, they used DirectX 10 to its full potential. That game still looks gorgeous to this day. Hell, I have a tougher time running the original Crysis on my current PC than I do Battlefield 3. But in Battlefield 3's defense, it could just be that Frostbite 2 is a more efficient engine. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's been my exciting, nipple-hardening Battlefield 3 for the PC adventure. It was painful, but it was worth it. Let me know if you had issues with Battlefield 3 for the PC, and let me know what brand video card you have. Because what I read on forums is that Battlefield 3 likes AMD cards better, and it runs better on AMD cards. Well, I'm signing out for now, folks. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and as always, thank you for supporting Review Tech USA.